Live from the City of Angels, it's Sunday night. MMT's Super Bowl post-game show as we watch all the trailers that debuted tonight during a very forgettable game. Your Seattle Seahawks, the world champions. And let's all focus on washing that awful taste of that Bad Bunny halftime show out of our minds altogether. Welcome to Midnight Movie Talk. Confession. I missed the first quarter and a half of this game, so I have not seen a lot of these trailers. It's the first time for me, which actually is better. I think it's a more entertaining watch when I'm just reacting to what I'm watching for the first time. I think tonight's music's perfect, don't you? Here come your world champion Chicago Bulls. Techno style. I'll put the link of the track in our YouTube selection when you guys go to look for it on Midnight Movie Talk on YouTube. You'll see it there. Thanks for being here live. Let's get into the first trailer tonight. It is Cliff Booth. Netflix. Ugh, Netflix. Really? We got to start with a Netflix movie? Who isn't excited for this? If it was from any other studio. Sony, why didn't you put this film out like you did Once Upon a Time? Now, this time around, Tarantino's out. He's not directing. Fincher's in. And we're going to get, if we're lucky, a 2-week window for small theaters that you have to drive an hour to from your home to watch this theatrically. Here it comes, guys, on this Sunday night. Our first trailer is Cliff Booth. I'm going to pop this out, pop this in, and we'll hit play. And we're off and running on this Sunday night. Thanks for being here live from L.A.
So you helped Rick subdue those hippie intruders, huh?
Something like that.
You say that like there's more to it.
I don't possess many talents, but I know better than getting away with a good story.
Think you're real funny, huh?
I'm a little funny.
Pitt doing Pitt. I mean, that's what he does, right? And he was so great in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I mean, obviously this time around we're missing DiCaprio, so that is going to be a big loss. You look at Fincher as a director, and if you ask me recently what he's done, I don't know, because I haven't watched his stuff on Netflix. I watched Mank. Ooh, wow, right? But once he signed with the dark side, which is Netflix, I just start to forget about the David Fincher that was one of the preeminent directors that was working in Hollywood. And then it goes there and you just kind of forget about it because that's how most Netflix films are. They don't generate the interest that you have, that prestige from theatrical. You just are missing it on virtually everything. I mean, K-pop, they gave to some theaters, right? We saw that. But again, it's not the same. I think we all know that. That's why I have massive reservations about Netflix buying Warner Brothers and then trashing that studio and not honoring all the agreements that their CEO, Ted Sarandos, is saying he will. I don't believe him, and you shouldn't either. But back to this. I mean, if this were a film from Sony, from Warner Brothers, from Universal, I would be a hell of a lot more excited. because I love the aesthetic of the film. Obviously shot right down the street from me. We're broadcasting live tonight. So that's always fun. You know, they were doing that over the past several months. They were changing out the storefronts and all that to give it the period piece. And yes, I'll watch this film. Okay. So I am begrudgingly admitting that I am excited to watch this, and I will. Comes out this summer, right? And Tarantino wrote it. Is that correct? Someone tell me in the comments tonight. If you're watching on X, you cannot comment there. You have to go to YouTube, search Midnight Movie Talk, and you'll find me live, and you can place a comment in there. Super chats are more than welcome here on this Sunday night. That is trailer number 1. Let's go to trailer number 2. I have not watched this either. It is Supergirl. Here it comes. It's a 1 minute, actually 57 seconds teaser. Here we go. James Gunn's Supergirl. Oh, it's Superdog. Why? Supermutt. Fuck. If you saw, I'm gonna just hold on. I'm pausing. If you guys missed all of my lovely takes on Superman, go back and watch. I am not a fan of Superdog. He should have stayed in the league of DC Pets. I understand it's comic book lore, whatever. It's goofy, and I'm not a fan. I am a cat guy. I admit that. But I don't want to see Super Cat. I don't want to see super animals unless it's a cartoon, and I didn't even see that. So let's leave him out. But here he is.
What was it like to lose everything in a day?
Kraton didn't die in a day. The gods are not that kind. This is not gonna end well for you guys.
What's Superman like?
He sees the good in everyone. And I see the truth.
Oh, man. Do I really? Hold on. There's still time. Is that it? Oh, well, never. I guess that's it. It's not even 57 seconds. But, guys, come on. Tell me you feel me here on Supermutt. Like, can we just, I know James Gunn's got his dog and we're going to put it all over the screen, but it's just so goofy, right? If you saw Superman, what a bad film, okay? Let's make sure that's very clear. Superman's not good at any level. From a screenplay perspective, one of the worst films of last year. In fact, it made our top 10 worst films of 2025. Superman did just that. And you look at Supermutt saving Superman at the end, the climax. Here he comes to save the Man of Steel. What are we doing? You know, what's happening? You know, James Gunn, let's just talk for a minute because this is live. I can do whatever I want. You know, we talked about the Epstein files recently, right? We've all talked about that. I'm not going to get into it here tonight. We're not a political show, but I can do it if I want. Whatever happened with James Gunn's horrendous tweets? Remember those, everybody? I'm just going to throw that out there for you. I'm not going to display what some of them said, but you can go ahead and search via Google James Gunn's tweets that got him canceled and come back and comment if you think that is the kind of thing that should have gotten you canceled forever. Because I sure do. But we don't live in that world. There's no accountability, is there? Not for some of these people. They just keep doing abhorrent acts, and that's not even strong enough. And we just go, well, that's okay. Let's move on to Savannah Guthrie's mom. Where is she hiding? Who abducted her? Let's forget all about all of the really dark shit that's out there, right? You feel me, guys? Welcome to MMT, where we do everything equally. I don't hold back. That's how we roll. Here we go. Next up is Disclosure Day. I've not seen this either. This is another minute long or so. This is Steven Spielberg's alien invasion film. Here it comes. Number 3. Hit it.
We're interrupting our coverage. There has been a threat to publicly release government material long shrouded in secrecy.
Are they people?
No.
Do you think there could be others?
People have a right to know the truth.
What are you gonna do?
Full disclosure to the whole world, all at once.
If you do this, there's no undoing it.
There will be no other day like tomorrow.
You know, can I just stop right there? Every time I've got to have that same performance, right? Tell me you feel me right now. Okay, so we've got some signs. We've got some the previous stuff that we've seen before in any number of alien films. But when you look at Coleman Domingo, that's what I was dragging out there for a second. When you look at Coleman Domingo, so many times, it's the same thing. He leans so hard into stuff. Just let it go, Coleman. We've talked about this ad nauseum here on MMT. You go back and you look at, did you see Running Man? I know he's playing, the Richard Dawson thing, but come on. Domingo needs to be muted. And I don't mean like muted. We talk about modulation. It's just always a little bit off there. But you look at Close Encounters, the Third Kind, you look at Signs, you combine those, you say some people are actually aliens, which I would actually agree with, going back to what we just talked about with the Epstein stuff. There are some people out there that I don't even know if they're fully human, right? Some of the stuff, the depravity that you hear these people are involved in, allegedly. But yeah, so that's another, hopefully this thing's better. Let's just say this. Let's just hope Disclosure Day is better than The Fabelmans. Did you guys see that? That's one of the worst films of Steven Spielberg's career. My favorite quote from that, by the way, if you guys remember the big quote emblazoned across all the posters, this was the film he was born to make. It's about his life. Of course, he was born to make the movie about his life. But Fabelman is, wow, screenplay, just what a train wreck. You get to that final scene. Oh, look at Ford. It's so great. He's on the lot. One scene. We talk about this very often at MMT. I don't want you coming in and talking about one scene from a movie, two scenes from a movie. You want to look no further than a film that has two great scenes and then a dumpster fire wrapped around it. You're looking at Babylon. If you haven't seen Babylon, go watch. You got two scenes. You've got the first recording of sound on the stage, and then you've got Brad Pitt being told he's done. Two scenes, 3 hours of trash surrounding it. Really awful film. Babylon, you can't be wrong on. And I just hope that this is better than Fabelmans, and it's another one of these most anticipated films of the year. Here comes trailer. Is this number 4? I believe it is. We're just flying through these tonight. This is the one I think is going to be the biggest surprise of 2026. Not from an overall accomplishment level, because I think that's pretty obvious when you throw Lord and Miller into a sci-fi film that blends Interstellar with Sunshine. But when you look at Project Hail Mary, you're looking at a film that is destined to play big on PLF. You're asking me, what is that, Weber's? First time I ever watched MMT. Premium Large Format, IMAX, Dolby, Prime, 4DX, RDX, QDX, whatever the screen is. If it's big and loud and special, you're going to get people to go see this film in that format. What does that mean? It means more money for the studio and for the theatrical chain, because you're paying more for the ticket. And when you look at a Project Hail Mary, we're going to watch the trailer here momentarily. You're talking about a film that will end up I'm putting it out here tonight. I already did in tweet form earlier this week. 500 million plus worldwide. And I could see it push from there. You talk about a film from last year that was able to build at about the same time of the year. It was Sinners. This film should be, don't be surprised, a huge hit. It is Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling teaming with Lord and Miller, the two best comedic writers in this town. Here is the full trailer. I've not watched it. The final trailer for Project Hail Mary.
I understand that you think I'm the right person for this mission. I understand the stakes.
Object approaching.
If we do nothing.
Already love the score. I assume this is the original score. The first thing that I'm hearing is, wow. Is this Pemberton? Because I know he worked with them on Spider-Verse. I'm going to guess it's Pemberton, and he's obviously one of the better composers out here, but I'm already loving what I'm hearing from a composition standpoint.
Everything on this planet will go extinct, including us. Dr. Grace, The world is counting on you.
So we've got Ryan Gosling, one of the biggest movie stars on the planet, even if it hasn't always translated box office wise to film. But clearly, if you're watching this trailer, you're saying this is Interstellar again. This is Sunshine, which is very underrated sci-fi film from Danny Boyle. You look at those two films as a hybrid with the comedy of Lord and Miller. We're still going, but I'm just telling you guys, this film's going to be great. Like legitimately best picture kind of stuff.
No, I'm sorry.
Loving it. Love the score. Absolutely. I bet you it's Pemberton. Someone go check and tell me. I didn't do the research. I just watched these things and then I'm not a fan of The Martian, I gotta say.
I'm Grace. I'm gonna call you Rocky. We're here for the same reason. His son is dying too. If we're gonna save our planet, we have to
Wait
learn
a
how to
second.
communicate.
Wait. I would die
this
for
out.
you.
We have about 250 words. Let's find you a voice.
Why is a school teacher in space?
Nope.
Why is a school teacher in space?
Try this.
I am Rock.
Okay, I'm going to pause. You know, I'm not a fan of these trailers that show everything, but it's too late now. Might as well finish it because I already started it.
I like.
So I have a new roommate now.
Hi, Grace.
Together, we're pretty smart. But no one's ever done this before.
It is time go.
I think you're being go time, pal.
There are infinite possibilities for this to go wrong.
This ship wasn't built for this.
If Grace Rocky saves stars, we can go home.
I think this is a one-way trip for me.
I will not let Grace die.
Yeah, I am all over this film. I can't wait to see it. It comes out here only a month away. So very soon for Project Hail Mary. This is Amazon Studios. They are all in on theatrical, especially for this film. And for that reason, we're stoked. Imagine this Netflix. So let's give a round of applause, everybody, right now here on the Sunday night. Hey, yeah. When we talk about, you look at Lord and Miller agreeing to go with Amazon versus Netflix. Huge. I mean, that is the reason why we're going to get this in IMAX, Dolby, Prime, 4DX, because it's not Amazon. So please don't support Amazon for anything. Honest to God, like cut them out of your life. Get rid of them. We need to send a message. We're here to save movie theaters. Movie theaters are in trouble right now. We had a really bad weekend, Super Bowl weekend, but still, it's been really tough for theaters. We just had a small chain close out here in the Los Angeles area called Look. It's out. There's like one location left. It'll be closed within a month or two. That's what's going to happen. So if you want to support your movie theaters, like the sun needs support in Project Hail Mary because it's dying and so are theaters, get out there and support Project Hail Mary or whatever film that MMT recommends. If we say see it, go see it. Get A-List, by the way. AMC A-List is the way to go. Let's hit some comments here on this Sunday. Did you watch the game? Kind of dull. Yeah, I picked it this morning. What kit did I have on this morning? Seattle MLS, because I had the Seahawks winning. I think they were obviously the favorite going in here. Drake May has work to do, clearly, and they have to draft wide receiver that is explosive, that can take the top off the coverage. They just do not have some weapons. Hunter Henry's at the end of his rope pretty much as a tight end. They got to go in on that draft, even though they're really late in the draft, right? They've got to go in and get that offense ready to fire. You got to put all the things around him. And also, the left tackle wasn't doing his job, and he's a rookie. So there's work to do for the Patriots. If you watch the game, let me know. Trust me, Weber, this year will prove that theaters are still relevant. I hope so, Sadvik. I mean, we all do. I just want to see something like a Project Hail Mary come in and do $500 million worldwide. I think it will. I'm just saying, I really want to see that happen. I am very much hoping that we do get surprise hits here, because if you look at the calendar, there's only so many guarantees. Odyssey, Spider-Man. I think this weekend has a very big opening. It's very going to be over 50 million, which is solid for a film like Wuthering Heights. You talk about Jacob Elordi, one of the biggest up-and-coming stars, right? All the young kids love him. All the little girls are like, oh my God, he's gorgeous. You got him. You obviously have Barbie, and then you have Emerald Fennell, who is continuing to ascend in the realm of directorial height, right? When you look at Saltburn, it's an improvement over Promising Young Woman from a direction, overall aesthetic look. I think it's better. I don't think it's a bad film, Promising Young Woman, but I think Saltburn's a step in the right direction. The only fear I have when we do the evaluation for this film, Wuthering Heights, on Thursday, is does she make it too weird? Does she do something that alienates the audience, like we saw with Saltburn in the bathtub, on the grave, right? You've got to watch that. And I understand, as a filmmaker, you want to push the envelope, you want to put that in. You got to remember that there still is a mainstream audience that is coming to see this big budget film, and you need to not go too far. This is not A24. This is not Neon. You're working with Warner Brothers. Hopefully, Emerald learned that lesson. I'll find out Thursday. Live evaluation of that on Thursday night here on MMT. Also, tomorrow night, very likely a live out-of-theater reaction / full evaluation tomorrow of Crime 101 with Mark Ruffalo, everyone's favorite. Conservatives love Ruffalo, and Chris Hemsworth, Halle Berry. We'll have that straight out of theater. There is an early screening of that. Looking forward to seeing Crime 101 because it was shot all over Los Angeles, so that's fun. Cliff Booth could easily cash in $40 million opening weekend if Netflix cared about a wide theatrical campaign. I think you could look at least 2025. I think they're a little high on that, Luis, but I think that clearly there's a crowd that loved Hollywood, and I'm one of them. It's one of the best films of 2019. When you talk about the best films, like a year that had a great year, 2019, 2022. These are the two best years of recent note of film, okay? Last year, not great. 2024, not great either. When you have Anora, not going to do it tonight, guys. I'm going to say it quickly. Anora's the worst best picture in the history of the Oscars. And when that is your best picture, screenplay, actress, across the board, everything, it's done. I mean, you wonder why I don't care about the Oscars. That's unforgivable. I mean, you cannot award that film hell one, let alone have it sweep. But you look at 2019 with Hollywood, with Irishman, still strong Scorsese film, way too long, but still Scorsese. You've got Parasite, the masterpiece that it is, arguably the best film of the 2000s, certainly way up there along with Social Network. You're talking about a year that was really great in cinema. And as Tarantino has said, it is the last year of movies, because we had, as you guys know, COVID right afterwards. And we almost lost movie theaters because we had so many people in this very space that were like, shut it all down, stay home, be safe, make 20 feet between you, put a mask on. You're going to kill everyone if you go to a movie. They're going to run from that now, but I was never that person. I do not ever believe in living in fear. And we lived through that entire time where we had a bunch of people who are namby-pamby, that's the nicest way I can put it, that are frankly timid little bitches. And the fact that we had that going on, and I'm not suggesting that there wasn't something that we shouldn't try to be careful, but we should not shut down society ever again for something like that. That was such a detriment to humanity, the way that whole thing unfolded. And I wish at the time, and I was vocal, I wish I were more vocal. I wish I had a channel, because I would have probably been shut down. I would have been fighting back against that shit from day one. It was a fear propaganda campaign that was absolutely blasted to you 24/7, 365. If you did not believe in that, if you did not go along with it, we're going to ostracize you. We are going to blackball you from society. I can tell you something right now. It'll never happen again on my watch. Never again. So if you want to take me out now, go for it. Cut the channel. It's never going to happen again. Okay? And I will lead the charge. I will be out in streets We will march. It's not happening again. And if you're one of the people who wants to do that shit again, I got news for you. Stay in your house. I don't care if you show up. Disappear. Hide. Lock yourself in the closet. We don't need you. We're going to keep pushing forward. Okay? There's my rant for the night. Out of nowhere. But every time I get an opportunity, that matters more than me talking about trailers, me talking about any of this shit. It's the fact that you guys need to stand up next time that shit happens and say, not again. Never again. Never fucking again. Ran over. I feel nothing for Disclosure Day. I saw War of the Worlds. You know what, Mr. Sutherland? Welcome to the channel. I'm going to tell you this, that I actually don't hate War of the Worlds. I think the film is really cool up until we get stuck in the basement with Tim Robbins. When you talk about the opening of that film, I love the scope of that film. You know, Brooklyn, here they come out of the ground. Wow, right? It is Brooklyn, I believe. When you look at, I know it's New York, but right, you've got the bridges getting destroyed. You've got, it's really cool. But yes, it's not the best version of that film that it could be. It starts really like 4 or 5 star beginning, and then we drop down to like a 3-star film beyond that. So, but here's the thing though, Sutherland, let me tell you this. I can tell you, it's certainly better than Fabelmans. Did you see Fabelmans? Dude, not a good film. Okay. And anyone who thinks Fabelman's great, there's a lot of people in the space who do. Let me tell you something, guys. I live in a space, in the film space. If you're just watching for the first time, I've got to exist in an ecosystem that contains people that thinks Fabelmans are great, that thinks that Babylon, Beau is Afraid, Anora, Everything Everywhere. Do you understand? Like, there are people who actually think all those films are great masterpieces. And, you know, we talked about this morning. Not all opinions are the same. Just because you have a Burger King crown on your head does not make you the king. And this space is full of pretenders, untalented, and definitely not fearless. And a lot of the people that I just ripped on for taking part in all of the hysteria, like our boy Frosty the Wonder Bitch. Okay, yep, Frosty the Wonder Bitch is coming up tonight because you've got guys like that. It's not safe. Frosty, I got news for you. No one would have missed you if you would have locked yourself in the closet for the remainder of time. Okay, seriously, dude. I hope I run into you again and you bring this up. I really do. I pray you do. Because if you think this is a browbeating, I promise you in person, it's going to be a lot worse. Because that's not happening again. I'm sorry, guys. I wanted to have fun. I want to do a Super Bowl stream. It's not worth it. At the end of the day, this means more. You guys understand? By the way, I want some love tonight. I want some love for this kid. Would anybody else pull this off? Okay, this is Bolton Wanderers' third kit, striped pink. We've got the pink Sunday Night Shields going. This is what we do at MMT. And we are, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, the gold standard. All right, let's watch one more trailer. I think we should have some. We need to lighten the mood. That got really dark. So I'm going to try to lighten it up with Minions and Monsters. I have not seen the trailer. We all know what the Minions are. But here come Minions, apparently with monsters this time around. It's another sequel that'll probably make $1 billion. Here comes the trailer.
Oh, you see those large, heavily armed men? They suspect you have killed their leader, and they want you dead.
Quick?
Okay, action!
What is?
We're just actors.
Just suffer through this with me, okay? Just suffer through it. I mean, how many more times? Because it makes $1 billion, or it'll be close to it. 700+ million. That's a lot of profit for Universal.
Huh?
That was perfect. You wrote a monster movie?
Si, con pica kaiju.
Okay, at least there's a at least there's a Hollywood angle here that I'm sort of buying into. Give me a second.
What are you going to use for your monster?
How you like? Miso soup con gomae.
I don't think I can watch all of this. In fact, you know what? I can't. That's it. Here comes. Hold on. Let's look at the monster and then we'll eject. Hold on. Here comes the monster. It's a giant, scary minion, right? Hold on. Okay, it's not.
No, they become monster.
All right, I mean, that's kind of funny. I'm not going to lie.
Hey, teeny tiny Bobby! Stop manhandling me, you big weirdo!
I don't like that line. I like everything but the big weirdo I'd change, but it's fine. We're done. Okay, there they go. Typical Universal to giving us the whole movie. Let's see if there's one more trailer, and then I'm going to get into tonight's evaluation. A film I recommend. It's called Scarlet. It is from the same director who gave us Belle, which is an anime masterpiece. If you've not seen Belle, if there's one thing in addition to no more COVID bullshit ever again, I want you to watch Belle. Belle is wow across every level. It's kind of a remix of Beauty and the Beast anime, but the music in that film, we're going to do the evaluation here momentarily. Let me just check one more, and then maybe we'll look for another later. But it's so easy for me to do these, right? I just push play and I start rambling. All right, Mandalorian, don't care. Not going to watch Mandalorian. Guys, I have no interest in watching Mandalorian. So I'm not going to watch the trailer. I don't watch the show. I'm not going to go see Mandalorian movie. Why would I go see that? I don't watch the show, right? It's fine. I don't have to see everything. Do I? No, I don't. Looks like that's everything for right now. I thought there's going to be a new Michael Jackson trailer. Did I miss that? Sutherland, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, that's right. You like Ambulance. We love Ambulance up until we get to the room where they're in and they're having their discussion and they're having a gay argument. Now, listen, it's not the fact that it's a gay argument. It's the fact that they're all of a sudden, they're in a therapy session and all of a sudden they're going back and forth, a gay couple. And what's happening? If you've not seen Ambulance, and even Sutherland, you know I'm right about this. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, in the middle, you're just like, what happened? You're in a therapy room. You got two guys going, this and that, arguing. And it's like, what's happening? I'll tell you what. Michael Bay lost his fucking mind on that movie. It is entertaining because it's so gonzo. I've never seen a film with zero restraint quite like Ambulance. But I did have fun with the film beyond that. But that one scene, like, what? I mean, do I have to, John? I don't know the movie. I don't know the series. I'll watch. It's 47 seconds. I'll hit it. I'll watch it, and then we're going to watch do the evaluation of Scarlet. Here we go.
We choose our path. Other times, the path chooses us.
What is this?
Through it all,
this sounds like a beer
we keep
commercial.
Pushing forward, driven by a deeper purpose, guided by an unseen force.
Okay, it's a
the
good
journey
spot.
Never gets any easier. The bond just gets harder to break. This is the way.
Yeah, it's like a beer spot. I mean, I don't understand. What can someone explain the Mandalorian to me? It's Baby Yoda, and he's got to ferry him across to some place like every film, right? We have to start at point A and get to point B, and everything that befalls us in between. Look no further than Lord of the Rings, even though, man, I just saw Two Towers again. So great. That's the best of the three. Let's make sure that is clear. But why do I want to watch this? Like, I don't have any of the. I used to love Star Wars when I was a kid. I saw the theaters in theaters. I saw all the films in theaters when they were in their first run. I'm old school Gen X. And then you look at, I think, one of the best Star Wars films of all time is Rogue One. But then you just get into the TV shows and all this. I don't even know what's happening at this point. If you want to go find out, go watch Chris Gore. He'll talk about a million things of Star Wars. It's all he does. Here's Star Wars, this and this and this. You're like, oh, shit. Seriously? We're going to talk about Star Wars for like the entire 2 hours? But of course, that means views. Weber doesn't care about views. Weber cares about just going off on shit. Okay, it's time for our MMTE Live. This is a live evaluation of a film. I saw it last night. We've done trailers. It's now time to unleash the full power of MMT and show you how we break these films apart and break them down live. This is the new anime film. It's Scarlet. I like this film a lot. I'll tell you why. Here's 30 seconds, and then we get into it. MMTE.
絶対に探し出して敵を撃つ
だがそれもここまで
We're starting in seconds.
復讐を果たさなければ
Scarlet,
Okay, so this is now playing at your local IMAX. I understand it's going to expand this weekend. What I love about this film, it's got an awe-inspiring visual experience to it, like a lot of anime films. You go back to last year, a film that really should have been in our top 10 films of the year, it's Chainsaw Man. Now, if you did not have a chance to see that film, you talk about really a wild ride. That is just that. And this is not as gonzo as that film. This film sits more, it's a retelling of Hamlet. It's definitely inspired there. It's a vengeance story of the princess avenging her father, who's killed by his brother, Hamlet. And then we have the afterlife with the other world and the infinite universe. I forget what the other area is called, but they're trying to get between realms, which I think is weird because we talk about this a lot on MMT Gets Freaky. If you ask me where we are, you're going to say, a lot of you are going to say planet Earth. And listen, yeah, we've been told that. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I definitely believe that when you watch some of these films like a Scarlet, when you watch some of these films that have disclosure day, there's stuff in these films. It's predictive programming, right? You've heard of that they're kind of telling you that where we are is a little bit different than what you've been told. Okay. So what I like about this film is it has that spiritual kind of feel to it. And we discussed this a lot on MMT. I am a person of light. Now, you might seem like what you just heard when I went off on the COVID shit is negative. No, actually, it's the opposite. Me being anti-government, strong, arming you makes me a force of light, not a force of darkness. So if you ask me, what I always try to do is I try to do the right thing. I'm a moral guy, okay? Listen, we all make mistakes, but in general, I think I've lived a really good life. And here's the reality. When you watch a film like Scarlet, that's going to ring with me more truthfully, and I'm going to feel that film because its soul is light. When you watch something like Terrifier, granted, it's a horror film, but it's so dark, it's borderline satanic, right? I mean, listen, you might like the film, but you cannot argue that what you're watching is not good for you. I understand it's a horror film, but I'm saying there's even levels of that, right? I just saw a horror film called Whistle, which is graphic, has some nice kills in it, but it doesn't feel as malevolent, as just depraved as you go back. I've told it many times, Terrifier. And you look at Terrifier from just the outrageousness of it. It is very successful. I think it does what it's intending to do. I just don't like that kind of film, okay? I don't like how it makes me feel. This is the kind of film I like to feel because I feel it almost, again, I don't even care if you're Catholic, Protestant, whatever it is. I hope you believe in a God, whatever that God is. And I believe in a spirituality, no question. And this film definitely feels that. And you can, especially at the end, when those moments hit, you can really kind of in your soul kind of just grasp it and take it in. Strong finish here, without question. And that goes back to what we saw when we watched Belle, same director who did Belle, did this film. A lot of the same kind of feels. I think Belle's a stronger film because you have the music. The songs in Belle are some of the best you will ever hear. I saw that film twice in IMAX, and I'm so thrilled I did because it's the kind of film you're never going to see again in IMAX. You know, you look at A Moon Age Daydream, another film I'm a huge fan of, just played this past weekend down in Hollywood in IMAX. Didn't get a chance to go. I wish I did. I've already seen it 4 times in IMAX. That's the Bowie doc. Wow, again, spiritual. Bowie was a force of light, and that film carries that. And Brett Morgan delivers that. It's one of my favorite documentaries of all time. One of the best films of 2022 is Moon Age Daydream. And then you look at, I think the one thing going back to here on Scarlet, there's a slight stall out in the second act. The film comes in about 150. I really want to squeeze it to about 140. Give me 10 minutes out of this. I think you have an even better film. All in all, though, I'm going to give it 89%. One of the best films of the year. It is probably my number 2 right now. The number 1 film of 2025, six so far, is The Plague. The Plague is lights out. It is now available, I believe, digitally for you at home. You need to rent that. The Plague is truly a great film. And we've had now 2 very, very good films when you look at Plague and now you look at Scarlet. So we're off to a really strong start here in 2026. At least we have some good films off the top. Last year, real struggle. You know, we had Companion, we had Magazine Dreams. This year, I feel like we're on a pretty good path. I hope Wuthering Heights is what I expect it to be. When you look at the aesthetic, by the way, yeah, scores right there, 89%. look at the aesthetic of Wuthering Heights. In fact, I'm probably going to watch that trailer again to get me ready because I think it's one of the greatest trailers of all time. I really do. And you have the Charlie XCX music usage, and I am stoked to see this film on Thursday. And let's just check a second of that because I do want to watch it again. The Wuthering Heights, if you've not seen this trailer, it's lights out. It's truly, if you've not, especially in a theater with a booming sound system, here it is. Let's get it going here.
What should you do, Heathcliff? If you were rich?
This is the spiritual aspect. Do you feel that? Ethereal. This is what I'm drawn to.
Do all rich men do.
Not the Bad Bunny halftime show. What the fuck was
Live in
that?
a big house.
Do you hear this? This is music. Melody.
My servants.
Not droning on and on with zero music.
Take a wife.
Like literally just flat.
A wife? What wife?
Heathcliff.
Trailer's amazing.
You're not enough. Not for her.
So when you look at Wuthering Heights, comes out this week, right? You're talking about a film. You can see obviously the scope. You can see cinematography, production design, costume design. See this. This is so well edited and assembled. Right? Listen to the music usage. So, dude, every time I watch this, I just feel goosebumps. No joke. Love it. Love it. We are cinematically erect.
Why did you leave me?
Why did you betray your own heart?
Where is the obstacle?
Whatever our souls are made of isn't mine.
You hear that? Down.
I will not stand for that fiend.
So the audio mix on this is just insane.
Did you think it would stop me? So kiss me. And let us both be damned.
Hey, at least I wear it on my sleeve, right? I literally have a heart on my. Can you see? There's the heart on. I have it for this film. I have a heart on. I can't wait to see this. I see it Thursday. Live reaction about 7 o'clock here in LA. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. I will be very shocked if I do not come in here raving about this film because it has all the aspects that I love. You've got that music usage, you've got that cinematography, you've got Emerald Fennell's directorial scope. You go back and you look at Saltburn. If you guys haven't seen that film, pay attention to direction. The look of the film, the aesthetic we talk about all the time. This film has that in spades. So even if I'm not super in love with the script, I am going to have this film at a higher score. It'll be truly mind-blowing if I don't, because I always at least admit this. When the technical aspects of a film are hitting the top of the meter, they're pinging the top, right? When they're stratospherically high, I am going to rate that film very high on the MMT score because it has those technical elements. Now, if you want me to get that high on a film that doesn't have that stuff, the screenplay's got to be nearly perfect, right? You go back and you look at a film like Blackberry, very good film, but direction and overall look, I know it's a period piece and all, but still, I want to see a really slick, aesthetic, cinematically massive film, and that's exactly what this is in Wuthering Heights. We'll have that reaction on Thursday. Can't wait. And I can't wait to play that song to open it, right? You guys know every time I do one of these, I play a song, and frankly, that makes me happier than anything else. Every time I play a song or I play a trailer, guess what happens to the stream? Demonetized. It's over. There's no money coming out of the stream, but at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. This is about spreading a cinematic message and frankly, a message to you to get out here and support these things that we love. That's all I care about. It's not about the likes, the views, subscribes. I don't give a shit, and it's the truth. Ask anybody who's been here for a long time. We're the Riddler's channel from the Batman. If you've ever seen the Batman, at the end of the movie, the Riddler has a channel. That's what we are, and I forever will be that. I don't care what happens. If we have 5 billion viewers, which will never happen, it'll still be the Riddler's channel from the Batman, and I will not change what we do here. I have no other way to operate. You know, we talked about this back on Thursday. I'm not going to get into it again with the whole Elijah Schaffer, the biggest loser of all time. These kind of people that are out here, I'm telling you, man, I am of 100% convinced that the majority of people that you get shoved down your throat are on purpose. It is a mission. They are targeting you to hit these. These are your people. What is that? Dan Bonaningo, whatever. That guy's not even fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it feels like to make it in this world, I'm going to make sure that this is very clear. You have to have the green light from those above. If you do not have the green light from the people in charge, and I'm not talking about Trump, I'm talking about the people in charge of him, higher, you're never going to be there. Guess what? I will relish in that. I will never partake in that shit because I have no interest in doing what they tell me to do. I have an interest in doing the right thing to do. And if that means toiling in obscurity for the rest of my life, Godspeed, bring it, baby. That's how I'm going to operate because I do not care for any of that crap. But when you watch these people, remember, there's a reason why they're popping up on your timeline. And there's a reason why you got to dig and dig and dig to find MMT. Yeah, you're 100% right, Mount Fillmore. That's fair. Remember did you guys see the 28 years later? The first trailer was one of the best trailers of all time. Then you get to the movie. Speaking of that, let's just talk quickly about box office this weekend. And you look at a film in 28 years later, Bone Temple, okay? So that's the sequel to 28 years later. Greatest trailer of all time, arguably one of them for sure. And then you get to the actual film. Well, Bone Temple now is $95 million behind the first film in worldwide box office, and it's done. It's over. So it's going to end up being, let's call it 100 million under 28 years later. That's how poorly received that first film was. I told you guys it's a bad film. You talk to the average person, they hate that film. Dude, guys, listen, ask around. There's nobody who is more over the target than MMT. No one. There's not one person. I don't care who you name. There's not even close. Because you know what they are? They have an agenda, whether it is anti-woke or it is pro-right, whatever it is, right? Well, that's pro-right, right? Hard left, because the majority of critics in this space are hard left. We've talked about this all the time. And because of that, you get them imparting those values into the reviews. I am as neutral as possible. I was born a Libra. You know what a Libra is? It's the scales. That is it's true. Man, I'm not even like the astral sign guy, but I can tell you this, that scales is exactly how I operate. As soon as I start going like this, I start to say, wait a second, maybe I should push here. It's got to be level. And whenever I go into an evaluation, we are Libra, we are flat, we're scales, we're at 0. And then we're going to go up or down based on what I'm seeing, not on the director's pedigree, not on the actor, do I like them or dislike them, not on the studio. I mean, even in Netflix, you go back, look at Electric State film. I don't think's awful. When I watched that film, I could have trashed it to hell and back, but at least the effects in Electric State are impressive. But I didn't take that against Netflix. There's no one in this space who is able to be more objective than me. No one, not one person. I don't care who you say. Because watch, they're out there tweeting things like when Charlie Kirk got shot. Hooray, he's dead. That makes you completely invalidated across every level. As soon as you start celebrating the death of another person who's a family man, who's a father, because you didn't like what he had to say, I got news for you. You're the bad guy, and you're never coming back from that, okay? So yeah, I railed on Bad Bunny. I thought his performance was awful. Music, that's not music. It's really terrible. If that was in the 80s, that would never even be a hit. Seriously, if Bad Bunny were an artist in the 80s, no one would ever talk about Bad Bunny. Because it's terrible. It wouldn't even be a hit. They'd be like, we're not playing. This is garbage. That gets back to what I talked about. These people are put into your face. They are put and presented to you on purpose. A lot of them don't get there organically. It is manufactured bullshit. And there's no clearer example than Bad Bunny. I don't know what his connection is, but what I just watched at the Super Bowl, if that is the definition of what is the best in music today, playing the Super Bowl halftime show, that is what constitutes where music is right now. We are fucked. The asteroid is coming. I mean, it's coming tomorrow. That's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. Objectively, that is not music. And also, let's talk about the performance, climbing the telephone. What the fuck, the electric pole? What are we doing? What are we doing? What is happening? Again, man, this stuff that we are force-fed is so often trash. And you've got to just repudiate it. I have no interest in this shit. I turned off the Bad Bunny show. It's terrible, okay? I mean, it was unwatchable. It's one of the worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. Honest to God. And that's not hyperbole. What I just watched is an embarrassment to music. The Bad Bunny halftime show is unwatchable. And if that's a star, if that's what music is today, if that's the guy that's leading the charge, I should be paying attention to him. I'm going to rip the fucking knob off my radio and never turn it on again. Yeah, I did said radio. That's not, it's garbage. Garbage, okay? And, oh, by the way, it's not the white guy in me saying that. It's the fact that it's garbage. Don't tell me someone came in on my X feed like, well, you apparently don't go to clubs with hot women. I'm sorry, if that's the music they're playing at clubs now, hell no, I'm not going to a club. When I was in a club, when we did raves, we played music. And that was rave music, for God's sake. Back in the early 90s, James Brown is dead. There was a melody. It was good vibes. A lot of that just feels like a nasty, right? Like a dark. That's why I don't like rap. Rap is not light. Rap is dark. We talk about forces of light. Rap has a darkness to it. You can just hear it. You can feel it. Go back and listen to Eminem. Some of that stuff, I remember hearing that for the first time, and I'm like, this is not good for you. It's like ingesting oil. Like, open up a can of oil and swig it back. That was what that sounded like. It's weird how people don't have that filter. They don't feel it, but I feel it. I feel everything. It's what makes me better at this than almost anybody else, right? Because I have the ability to feel things. You have to emotionally be able to tap into things when they're there. And emotionally, you can just feel that. That's a dark vibe. Tonight, not as much as Eminem, but it's just not. It looks like it's a happy vibe, but there's just at times throughout that performance, other than just being completely musically bad, it just doesn't feel buoyant, right? It doesn't feel like the 80s. Yeah, I know, here comes the Gen Xer, but it doesn't, right, guys? Like, where did we go so dark in society? Because you're going to say, well, the Epstein list, the people who are running the world. Fine, true. We have a true problem with really dark forces who have taken over the controls of a lot of Hollywood, certainly the music industry. And it's obvious, guys. It's very clear. I mean, again, I go back to Terrifier. I say this all the time. I wouldn't make that money I wouldn't make that movie if you paid me, here's $1 billion. $1 billion, go make a Terrifier movie, but it needs to have all these. I'd be like, no, I'm not making this. That's not what I want to do. I don't want to have that and produce that for the world and the universe. That's right. If you're that person, I question who you are. You clearly don't really believe in a God, because that is just, it's a dark, anti-human. And that you can't miss it. You have to see that stuff. And by the way, I'm not the Bible thumper here. Okay. Last time I went to church, I was raised Catholic. I went to St. Finbar down the street here in Burbank. I go every Christmas Eve, because that's the only time I go to church. And I sit through the Vietnamese Mass. And in a weird way, it's better because I don't understand what's happening or what's being said. I don't speak Vietnamese. And I just sit there and take it in spiritually. Just feel, right? Whatever God you believe in. It's not about being Catholic or Protestant or whatever, born again. It's about feeling a spiritual presence. And if I don't feel a spiritual presence in some of these films, I'm not going to like the film. I mean, it doesn't have to always be there, but it better not be dark. If it's dark, I'm going to be against it. I'm not Gen X, but I know precisely what you're discussing, Eric. We think we had a similar upbringing. Listen, I grew up in Columbus, Ohio, Midwest, test market of the universe, went to The Ohio State University, and I had a very normal childhood growing up, going to the movies, listening to Casey Kasem on American Top 40, later Shadow Stevens. And I still listen to those countdowns. But you know what? You know why? Because it's like a time warp. As soon as you put one of those on, they're on Mixcloud, by the way. If you don't have Mixcloud, I can't recommend that enough. It's an app, Mixcloud, and you can put in top 40, and they'll have all these charts that play like they did back in 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, whatever year you pick. And you can listen to the whole thing. And you got the commercials in there. It brings you right back to that point. I think that's the power of music, right? It's a time machine. It'll transport you back to where you first heard that song. And for me, we did have it great, Johnny. I mean, I just had such a wonderful childhood and innocence. We'd go to the mall. We'd go to the movies every weekend. I mean, why do you think I'm doing this channel now? If nowadays the kids don't even go to the movies, you look at the loss of cinema being kind of a cultural cornerstone, and that's a shame. And it really falls back to a number of things, but Hollywood's to blame. I mean, a lot of the stuff they've put out is not good quality material. And if you're not going to give the audiences great films that have weird shit going on that people do not listen, I'm not even saying conservative versus liberal. I'm just saying, why do we have all this weird shit in these films sometimes? Why does every film have to have something that is just not, that is pro some kind of thing that's not kind of the old school conservative way that I was raised, right? When we went to see movies, we just weren't bombarded with messaging, right? We know that happens nowadays. There's no question about that. You watch any film, you can just feel it, right? It's inorganic. It's like, here's this force. People say, I'm not anti-woke, but listen, you know what I don't like is whenever it's inorganic and it's forced, it's just wedged in there because you can tell they're trying to message. Let's do this. Let's show the people this. I mean, it's just too much. Let people make their own minds up. You can show that, but make it as organic as possible. If you can't make it organic, then don't do it. I always rail against casting that has someone from every single race. Why? Because you can tell that's what you're doing. You're inorganically trying to fill this thing up to show me one of everything. There's a commercial tonight I was watching. It was literally like, here's one of this, one of that, one of that. It just takes you out of it. Just do your thing, but stop making it so. Go back and watch. If you guys haven't seen The Studio, I like a lot of The Studio. There's an episode that's very good that speaks exactly what I'm talking about, where they're trying to release Kool-Aid, the movie, Kool-Aid Man, and they have to figure out the cast, and it has to be one here, box check, box check. When you do box checking, you're doing everyone an incredible disservice because it's inorganic. You need to make your film feel organic. And frankly, we need more people that when you cast or you make the film and you do not have apologies. You do not bend the knee. You do not say, I am sorry. I'm sorry if you're offended. I got news for you. I'm not sorry if you're offended. I don't give a fuck. I made the movie I made. You're going to live with it. And if you want to make the movie you want to make, go make your movie. If I make a movie about my childhood in Columbus, Ohio, I am going to make a movie that's probably 99% white people. Because that's the upbringing I had, okay? It's not because I'm trying to. That's what I have, right? We talk about Odyssey. People are saying, what's up with this casting? Listen, if historically the person is of a certain race, why are we swapping? Why, if you want to make it historically accurate, if you're not, then just say that. Say, we need to, I would appreciate if no one would actually come out and say this. Just come out and say it. We needed to be more diverse nowadays. Just say that. I think people would appreciate that rather than saying, and again, not saying that we shouldn't have any representation. I'm saying when you have to understand when people get pissed off about representation being forced into films, especially historical accuracy, that's pretty valid. Okay? Now, if it's talking about some fictional character, you go back and look at Fantastic Four, the Josh Trank version. I did not have a problem when I saw that film, because even though when you look at Michael B. Jordan in that film, who cares? That didn't matter to me. You go look at Little Mermaid. You had Black Ariel. Fine. She's a great singer. I didn't think that was bad. That wasn't a problem. The Aquafina crab song on the bed, that was an abomination, okay? Not Black Ariel. So it's not about, right? It's got to work. And I can't always answer what is going to work. I can just tell you that if I'm in a meeting and we're having this discussion and someone in the meeting says, we don't have enough X, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to say, we're not doing this shit. Okay, I don't know who just said that. Who said? I always have this great thing, right? Imagine a room full of people and someone says something. I go, hold on, time. Who fucking said that? Who just said we don't have enough representation? Shut up. Okay, honest to God. Let me just put this on. I know that's a little rude, but I'm just gonna be honest. Shut up. Okay, we're not doing this. So that's not happening. We're gonna pick the best person, and if you don't like that, the door's over there. Feel free to walk. Okay? I'm not forcing you out, but I'm going to tell you this. We're not going to force in your shit into this. End of discussion. Sit down. We need more of that in this world. We don't have that. We have this, oh, well, I don't want to get anyone's feelings hurt. Well, I got news for you. As a Gen Xer, and Johnny, you can attest, we got our feelings hurt. We said nasty shit to each other. Like it's going to affect me. I had people come to me. I comment in one of my videos recently. Oh my God, look at the jerseys you wear. You're too old to wear these. First of all, let me explain something to you. Do not ever try to legislate how I run my life. I'll wear what I want whenever I want and you'll fucking like it. But let me just tell you something. If you think that that's going to get to me, dudes, you don't understand. It's not, and I can't even believe that you were going to say something so fucking stupid. I will come out here shirtless, and when I play volleyball, I wear the shortest shorts you've ever seen, and I don't care. No one else would because they don't have the fucking balls. When you don't care and you don't give two shits about what someone else has to say, like I'm bringing this up, I'm just telling my boy who's like, well, those jerseys. I love my fucking pink kit tonight. It is badass. Look at this thing. We've got this. I've got the patches. Okay, I'm going to flex down for you. This is what I bring to the table. I'll do it until I'm 90, and you will like it. And if you don't like it, the door is over there. Actually, there's a button, hit eject. I don't care. I won't miss you. None of us will. But isn't it amazing how people say, well, you shouldn't? I'll do what I want. Don't try to tell me what to do. I said something about the Bad Bunny tweets, the halftime show, and someone's like, well, why don't you try to educate yourself on his songs? How about I just heard what I heard? I don't want to hear any of his songs ever again. I couldn't name a Bad Bunny song before or after. Were those songs? I don't even know what the hell that was. Awful. Just fucking awful. That is not music. I'm telling you. Oh, it's not your culture. It's not music. I don't care what your culture is. That's not music. If that's music, I should go be a musician because I could do that shit. Literally just write some shit on a paper and start talking. What the fuck is this? It's not music. Music takes talent. You go back and you look at the great artists of history. You look at a Queen. You look at an Elton John, a George. I love George Michael. You look at a Prince who you heard in the Project Hail Mary. You look at Michael Jackson movie coming out soon. I'm looking forward to that. When you look at the Beatles, when you look at the Rolling Stones, when you look at Pink Floyd, you're talking about music. You don't just have some random thing, just like rapping monotone garbage with no melody. None. That's not music. That's not talent. Someone look it up. Bad Bunny's got to be, he's got to be someone's brother, sister, or something, right? They always are. Just know that. It's very, very rare that someone comes organically up. Pedro Pascal, not organic. Look him up. He's got like a huge, like, I want to say it's communist background. It's true. It's there. I'm not making this shit up. Almost every star that you know was inorganically placed and then raised up. That wasn't the way it was in the 80s. In the 80s, it took talent. When you had a hit song, it was because the song was great. It was not because here's Bad Bunny, you will like this shit. Like, no, I will not like this shit. Get it out of my face. That's the difference between now and then. Back then, you needed actual talent. Now, we're going to send you because you are the descendant of somebody. You know somebody. Watch. Bad Bunny's got to be from some famous family. Just watch. Always happens. Look up your favorite celebrity and really dig. You're going to find something about them that put them in the spot that they're at. Okay? There are no accidents in who you are being messaged by. None. And that's why we'll never get... Listen, do you think the algorithm will ever raise me up? Never. Because let me tell you, I say this all the time. If you were AI and you listened to everything I just said here tonight for the past hour, you would say, this guy is not part of our game. He will never be part of the game. He cannot be part of the system. He doesn't care about likes, views, subscribers, doesn't give a shit about any of that, and he's talking a bunch of stuff that's, like, frankly, outside the bounds of what we should be talking about. Not, like, racially or anything, like, oh, my God, this guy's saying some really nasty stuff. It's stuff that they don't want you talking about. That's what we saw during COVID. Don't talk about this. Remember, the things that you're not allowed to discuss are the things that you're right over the target about. But I'm just telling you, AI would scan this and they just scan it, right? Because AI could scan this thing in 2 seconds. They'd be like, this guy's bad news. Do not ever ascend him. Do not recommend him. Do not show up anywhere. This guy needs to be kept down. This guy will be forever the Riddler's channel from the Batman. Great. So be it. I love it. I love it. And I think one of the things that you guys will agree with, you never know what I'm going to do. I just said I'm going to love Wuthering Heights. If I do not like that film, I'm going to come in here and I'll destroy it on Thursday. You guys know that. That's the difference between me and everyone else. Everyone else already has the review written. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I did. I one time recently put a tweet together that I thought I thought I was going to have a great reaction. And I didn't I wasn't going to hit send immediately. I had to look to see if these things are here. But as soon as I saw the film, I had to delete the entire thing and rewrite it. I go, this is completely rewritten. It's like writing the article ahead of time. Okay, great example. Okay, go back to the Super Bowl here from today. You thought that the Patriots were going to win. The Patriots were dominating tonight. They were great. Drake May looked unbelievable. Huge game by Travion Henderson. Wow, what a performance by the Patriots. And then you watch the game. Oh, shit, man, God, I got to switch this all up. That's what I'm talking about. It's the same thing with movies. You cannot go into a movie saying you think this and that, which I do. I just told you. But once that Warner Brothers slate hits, when I see Wuthering Heights on Thursday, it will be zero, okay? And at that moment, we are going to start evaluating. It doesn't start at 50 or 75 or 90. It sounds like I'm going to start at 90. It's at 0, and we're going to go from there. It's earned. Everything in this life is earned. You do not get things handed to you. That's the younger generation that thinks you just show up and everything you want is yours. You have to fucking work. I go to the gym 5 days a week. I'm in the best shape of anybody my age, quite literally. In the top 0.1%, that's not a joke. Do you know why? Because I bust my fucking ass. If I don't do my work, it's not gonna happen. You have to do the work. That's how the world works. And if you think we're going to get into some socialist, everyone's equal, everything's the same, I'm not for that. I am all for competition. I am all for may the best man win. I am all for merit. I am not for everybody gets the same. That's a socialist mindset, a communist mindset, and it's garbage. And if you're not winning, it's because you're not putting the effort in. And there's no guarantees, but I promise you this, if you don't put the effort in, you will never win. You have to put effort in. There's no guarantees, but you still have to at least try, okay? It's one thing I love about the gym. The gym is this. You put the effort in, you do the diet, and I don't even eat like super... Look, dudes, first of all, I'm drinking my like 5th Clear American tonight. This is my favorite seltzer on the planet. If you buy the last one of these at Walmart, I swear to God, I'm a Walmart shopper. See, this is what I'm saying. I could have $10 billion and I would still go into Walmart and get my Clear American. And I also started the day with 4 Mountain Dew Zeros. And I also had a Reign energy drink today down at the beach when I was playing volleyball. I have so much caffeine. Diet Coke on the way back up to Los Angeles. I am caffeinated, you can probably tell, to the hilt. And frankly, I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep tonight. It's only 8 o'clock. I got time to burn it off. But my point is that I'm not the healthiest guy. I try to eat as much natural stuff as possible. Try to get as much processed out. You're going to say, well, Mountain Dew Zero is processed. It's 0 calories. That's the beauty about these things too. Look, 0 calories. When you're talking about 0 calories, I could drink 50 of these and it's not alcoholic. It's got no calories. So what am I? Yeah, there's some aspartame. I'm not saying that's healthy. I'm not saying that all that garbage, the energy drinks like C4, Coast, Reign, obviously Rockstar, Monster, Bang, on and on and on, right? I've had them all, and I drink at least one a day. When I go to the gym, I crack open a Ghost, I crack open a C4, Rockstar, whatever I have in the fridge. I always have them stocked. Listen, I may not be the richest guy, but I can promise you this, I always have my fridge stocked with energy drinks and Diet Mountain Dew. But back to what I was saying about the gym. If you put the work in and you do the diet, you are going to get results. I said, at my age... not young, not as young as I used to be, I am in the best shape of anybody that you know at my age. No question. 0. There's nobody. I'll take them all on. Like physically, I can move like a cat still, but that's because I work. It's not because someone handed it to me. I'll be at the gym tomorrow, and then I'm going to see Crime 101, right? You got to do it all. You got to be able to do everything. You got to, and if you don't do the work, you're never going to see the result. It's that simple. I'd rather watch Baby Metal perform. I don't know what's Baby Metal. I don't listen. When it comes to current music, I have no fucking clue. I have no idea what it is. Eric, are you excited about Wuthering Heights, and would you be? Yes, I said that. Yes, I literally just talked. You must have just joined the channel, Klein. I just went off on it. You can watch it on YouTube if you want to watch this stream in its entirety. In fact, it's still on X right now. We're live on X. You can just roll back a little bit, and you can find when we're watching the trailer for Wuthering Heights, and I literally have quite literally almost an orgasm on screen. I always talk about on this channel being cinematically erect. That trailer, I'm not talking about Margot Robbie. By the way, I have seen Margot Robbie in person. Listen, let me tell you a quick Margot Robbie story when I was going to all those events. So when I was going to the events in Hollywood, trust me, I have pictures. There's pictures everywhere. I used to do that. I don't do it anymore. I have no interest. I was at the Critics' Choice Awards when I was a member of that corrupt organization. And and Margot Robbie is at a table, right? Round table. You guys have seen the award shows, right? So I'm at a table closer to the back, along with whoever else was in the God knows. Okay, so I'm in the table with my buddy Jerry. Jerry will confirm the story. Jerry's the weatherman out in Palm Springs. He's on TV, do the weather guy. He's one of my oldest friends. Love the guy. So Jerry and I are there, and during the breaks, I'd already had like at least, I don't know, 2 or 3 vodka tonics. And I'm not even a drunk, but I can tell you this, I was in a very good mood. I was definitely buzzed. I was like Chris Gore on a Monday, 8 o'clock in the morning. I was drunk. So I started walking around the room. And when you're walking around the room, like these tables are really close to each other. So I'm walking around doing my thing. And I'm like, oh my God, it's Margot Robbie. It's Barbie. It's Barbie. She's right here. And I said, oh my God, I have to say something to her. And I think she was talking to, who was she talking? Whoever. It was the I, Tonya year. She might have been there with Paul Walter Hauser at the same table. I couldn't do it. I went up and I had a couple vodka tonics. I'm like, Margot, huge fan of I, Tonya. I just wanted to say that. She said, oh, thank you. So I have been this close to Margot Robbie. And I can tell you she's as gorgeous in person as you might imagine, but not as hot as Elizabeth Olsen. Like, don't make me tell the Elizabeth Olsen story anymore, guys. You guys can tell in the comments. Feel free. I'm not going to tell you that story. But Elizabeth Olsen, drop dead. Oh, my God. Heart will stop. Help me. Take me to the emergency room. I am overcome by beauty. That is Elizabeth Olsen. But Margot Robbie's not far off. By the way, Barbie's no longer on our wall. I'm sorry. I kind of don't. It's too light. I like the darker. You can see behind us. These are all, by the way, FYC screeners behind you. You can see when they used to send out DVDs. So all these films you see behind you are FYC screeners. What's that mean? For your consideration. This is Barbie. But it's got jewels on it. Can you see it's got the jewel? Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't have it up there anymore. But you can see all this stuff behind me, and they go up. I got to maybe frame all of them one time, see everything. But yeah, there we go. There's my story about Margot Robbie. All right, guys, let's do the comment blast closeout. If I miss something tonight, too bad. I'll be back tomorrow night. I'm going to do double up. Tomorrow, I'm going to do Crime 101 live. Let me get, what's tonight's? Oh, tonight's song's badass. You guys ready? Here it is. This is called Sirius. And you guys will know the song. It's a remix of, what is this? Games people play? Help me out. Okay, comment blast closeout. What's this mean? This means I'm going to get to as many comments as possible at the end of the show. Steve, dude, Steve, by the way, Steve, hit me with another one right now. I owe you a super chat, because you hit me like 4 this morning and I went off the air without answering them. It's my bad. Okay, Steve, anytime I do that, come on, I'll give you more. Come in the comments right now, I'll hit it. Whatever you have to say. That's me. That's a me mistake. Margaret Qualley's your crush. Yeah, she's a little too thin for me. Like, she looks long like a stork. Margaret Qualley, also, I don't really love her. I don't really love her performances in movies. Did you see that the one that she was just in from the Coen brother one? Oh my God, what was that called? Oh, dudes, if you've not seen it, you want to see a bad film, watch that. Honey Don't is unwatchable garbage. Oh, without question. Elizabeth Olsen is every straight dude's type. Yeah, I just said I'm straight. Here's the deal. I know, right? You're questioning that because you're like, this dude's wearing, look at this kit. By the way, seriously, this is Bolton Wanderers' third kit. You can go get it online right now. Go to Bolton Wanderers and you can find it there. I paid a fortune for this because remember what I told you, Trump's tariffs hit you hard for anything you order from, here comes the breakdown. Get ready. Here comes the song you all know. Help me out. What is this? What is the song? You ready? Get ready. Here it comes. Wait, it's coming. This is like the extended remix. This is what I would play at the rave parties. Here it comes. Someone come in and tell me what this is in the background. If you're on X, you can't comment. If you're on YouTube, you can. Here it comes. What is this? Right? Oh, by the way, I'll link this up on in the final product when I put this up online. It's already online on YouTube, but when I change the description, I'll put a link to this track in there. So if you want to download it or just find it on your favorite streaming service, I'll load it so you can find out what it is. But it's a remake of this classic. What is this song? It's the Chicago. Now, your Chicago Bulls, led by Michael Jordan. Yeah, right? You guys all see those Bulls openings from way back when. All right, here we go. Your wife, Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney's fucking hot. She is. That's the thing. Is like, how do people not think she's hot? She's the quintessential all-American cute blonde, right? She reminds me of my wife. We're divorced, but my wife was a version of Sydney Sweeney. It's not a joke. Not a joke. It's the 100% truth. She's a version of Sydney Sweeney. Same idea, right? Petite blonde. What do you want me to say? It's exactly reality. But yeah, Sydney Sweeney's definitely, like, how is she not hot? I love how people, like, she's not hot. What? She's fucking hot. Okay, back to the beginning. I'll get to as many comments as possible. I'm by myself tonight, so if I miss your comment, it's my bad. Cliff Booth, we watched it off the day. Yeah, we watched it first, Klein. Thank you for watching. Thank you, John. Appreciate that. We are the gold standard, everyone. Don't forget that. The gold standard. What's that mean? Nobody's better. Ain't nobody better. Film will make $200 million. Which one? Which one? I'm way ahead here, Dove. OT got big. Oh, QT. Yeah, he did for that film, right? Yeah, that's a good track. Jessica Alba, I didn't see her. What was she in the game? Well, she wasn't playing, but I mean, what was she there? Was she in the commercial? Dude, Jessica Alba was so hot. Remember that movie where they were like found the treasure at the bottom of the ocean with Paul Walker? Look into how Paul Walker died. That's a little weird, right? I know we all know how he died, but look into like the circumstances. It's a little crazy. Okay, but Jessica Alba was so hot. What was that film called? Remember they dove off the boat and they found the treasure and she was wearing a bikini. That's all I remember about that. There's an indie theater showing Once Upon a Time in Hollywood next week. Nice. We have Quentin Tarantino's movie here, his house, right? We know that, New Bev. He also owns, I think, the Vista, which is in Los Feliz. The Manson family in that movie was Austin. Yeah, that's right. And Austin Butler was in that. Quali, Sweeney, crazy. Disclosure Day has David Koepp writing it. Yeah, oh my God, David Koepp is like hit or miss. If I had to guess, I'm going to say Disclosure Day is not great. I say it's okay, at best. But it's got to be better than Fablemans. Garbage. XCX. Did you guys see the Charlie XCX movie? Ugh. Just bad. Like no Charlie XCX songs. By the way, remember Thursday night our live Wuthering Heights evaluation with Charlie XCX track off the top. For sure. I might even play that for like a whole, like the entire thing. I might just do that. The MAGA YouTubers dislike him for other reasons. Who is that, Tom? I don't know. Which one? See, this is what happened. When I go back in here and grab the MAGA. You know what? Like, why are there MAGA YouTubers and then the left wing? Why can't people be more like me? You don't know what's going to happen. You're like, what's going to happen with these people? Like, you don't know what I'm going to say. That's the end of that track. Here, let's listen. Okay, we got time for one more. This is from Surratt. Ooh, quick on this. So Surratt is out now in Los Angeles. It's Burbank. I walked in and I watched the opening scene from Surratt, and I've really praise this film for the score. And the opening scene is them setting up a bunch of speakers, and you just have this like wide shot of the speakers. It's a rave in the middle of the desert, and all of a sudden here comes the music, and I'm just like, oh, this hits different in the theater. I saw it at home in a streaming, and I told you guys I put together my 5.1 Dolby system that I'd been sitting on the ground because I never watch anything here. I always go to the movie theater, and I assembled it just to watch Surratt, because as soon as I heard this, I go, ooh, I'm liking this. This is very MMT, right? So I watched the opening scene of Surratt, and it's just a bunch of people like out in the desert just raving. Like this. Like a huge, like, 100 people on the screen just going. So good. Surratt's cool. a cinematic film. Really big scope, kind of desert, Mad Maxy, weird. I don't love the screenplay as much, but from a cinema standpoint, right? When you go, you're just there going, this is why I go to the movies. And that's Surat. So if you have a chance to see Surat, I don't know if it's going to be near you. It's not a big film. It's neon. I don't even think did it get a nomination? I don't believe it did. Did it get an Oscar nomination? I don't even know. I told you guys I don't give a fuck about the Oscars. I'll do a stream afterwards, but yeah, this is from Surat. The score is unbelievable. This is like techno, very techno. Who's the commie? Oh, who's the commie, Nepo baby? Which one? Was that Pedro Pascal or Bad Bunny? Hold on, let me see. Let's just look up Bad Bunny real quick. Let's see if we can get his background. Let's find him. Let's find out. Here he is. Here we go. He also looks like he's like 3 feet tall. Is that true or not? Here we go. Give me a second. I'll find it. Give me a second, everybody. I gotta share the screen. We're gonna look into Bad Bunny as we listen to Surat. I mean, seriously, what did I tell you guys? AI will never be able to do what I do. Could AI do this right now? We're gonna look into Bad Bunny while we listen to music from Surat. Like, what? What are you doing? AI couldn't even come up with that. They'd be like, I don't know what's happening here. This guy's very unpredictable. Welcome to MMT. All right, let's check out where Bad Bunny's from. He's a rapper, singer, record producer. He was born in Puerto Rico, rose to prominence in 2016. What's his family, though? Early life. He was born, raised. His father was a truck driver. His mother was a retired school teacher. Really? I feel like some of these stories, he's something. I'm just telling you, man. What I just saw, I didn't see a whole lot of talent, so I'm thinking he's got to be some hookup. Help me out. How did Bad Bunny become a thing? Who does he know? Who did Bad Bunny know? Like, here's the thing, right? If this channel ever becomes big, which it never will because the AI algorithm will never let it, but if it did, and you watch, you'd be like, oh, I understand how it became big. Like, you wouldn't be like, I don't get it. Like, with Bad Bunny, you're like, how the fuck is this a thing? That's the true test. If you watch something, or you listen to something, and you're like, how was this big? Then you know it was set up. It was pushed. It's propaganda. If you watch something like this, if you just watch MMT for the first time, you're going to go like this. You go, I don't know what I'm watching, but this is different and unique and weird, and the guy's not bad as a streamer. I would say, is that fair? Not bad. I don't think it's great. Wikipedia has a lot of unemployed lefties adding. They do, don't they? The Oscars just going to be a glaze fest of sinners in one battle for sure. As you know, Nolan just won the DGA. He just won it in DGA. Hold on. I've got a comment here. Let me get back to this. Boots Riley's a legit communist activist. He says so on his Letterboxd page. Yeah, I don't want to see his new movie. Yeah, of course it's going to be loved by those critics. Brent, welcome to the channel. That's what I'm saying, right? They're going to recommend a film because of the message. And that's garbage. And you know what? Call those people out. Call them the trash. Right now, before we leave here, because it's still Surat, you need to come in and you need to tell me one other critic who is as objective, fearless, and talented as me. Go. One more time. Here it comes. It's gonna loop. This is the last time around for Surat, and I'm out of here tonight. Come in right now. Name one other critic who you trust implicitly, who is not going to be agendized, as I like to say, who is going to be objective and is not hard left or anti-woke right. Go. Name one. Go for it. I can't wait. Go for one. Scott's pretty good. Yeah, Scott's a great friend too. I love Scott. Scott he's fair. Here's the problem with Scott. Sometimes he misses so bad, I'm just like, holy shit, bro. Like, did you ever see that movie from Kristen Stewart? It's called Love Me. Oh my God, one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. He said it was, I think he called it a masterpiece. And I go, Scott, did you guys see Love Me? If you haven't seen Love Me, I defy you to watch it and tell me it's even a movie. One of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. What movies that we're going to watch? You know what? I'm going to see Wuthering Heights. And then next week, what else comes out? Whatever the next... Oh, well, Crime 101 I'm going to see tomorrow. We'll do a Crime 101 short stream tomorrow. I'm not going to go... This has already been an hour and a half. That's I've used up all my bandwidth. So tomorrow, Crime 101 only evaluation. So it'll be like 15-minute live stream. Probably about 7:30 tomorrow is my guess. Maybe 8 o'clock. And it's a long film. It's got Chris Hemsworth, everyone's favorite right-wing, they love Mark Ruffalo, and Halle Berry in a film shot here in Los Angeles. Looks very Drive-y. Looks like Drive meets Oceans. Okay, right? I probably will think it's good. Which stream? Mount Fillmore, I don't remember. Oh, deep focus lens. Klein, stop. Are you trolling me right now? I swear to God, don't even make me do the whole deep focus lens thing, right? You know, she goes like this. She puts her hand on her cheek. And she's like, well, I don't know if I think that... I mean, I don't ever put my hand on my cheek. I'm just sitting here, chill. By the way, I have pajama bottoms on, just so you guys... I've got the kid on here. I got pajama... Trust me, I'm ready for bed. The Super Bowl was so boring. Almost put me to sleep. I want to see the... Oh, I do want to see that, Tom. I will go see the Elvis concert film. Is that this week or is that next week? I'm not exactly sure, but I will see that. And then there's something else opening next weekend. So Crime 101 tomorrow, Wuthering Heights Thursday, and then usually I like to go to a Saturday afternoon movie like 4 o'clock. So whatever's playing next weekend, we'll have for next Sunday. Usually the smaller of the films, kind of like a Scarlet, right? Scarlet from tonight. Not the biggest. The big films on Thursday. This week we had no big films, so it was kind of like, yeah. Listen, no, I do not. I definitely, Coach, I do not have a crush on Deep Focus Lens. I would tell you if I do. No, I definitely don't have a crush on Grace Randolph. 0%. Zero. By the way, guys, I'm getting a mullet. It's not quite, it's coming in the back. The mullet, I will have a full-on mullet within probably about another 2-3 weeks. And I'm going to let it go. It's going to be very much like Lost Boys. I'm going to keep it pretty tight on top, and I'm going to grow it really mangy and crazy like a bush in the back. And I'll do what I want. It's my thing. I'm going to have it, and then I'll probably shave it all off for summer. I haven't done a shave in a long time. And, but I am growing a mullet. I just want you guys to know. Yeah, it's exactly, Jason, you're exactly right. She comes across as someone trying to sound smart, and you're better off just shooting. And if it sounds smart, it sounds smart. Done. You know, I mean, I'd rather talk like a normal person. I think sometimes we do use some vernacular that maybe is a little bit not like lay person, but it's a movie channel, you know, but I'm also not going to break these things down and sound like a film professor. I think that just bores people to tears, and they don't want to know that. Ultimately, you know, look, I've been doing these like 1-minute reactions when I come out of the movie. That's all you really want to know. Is it good or not? Should I see it? And I think MMT has, as mentioned, the gold standard. Nobody's better. So if I give you a recommendation on a film, the chances of you going wrong are pretty fucking low. Like if I tell you guys to watch The Plague, you're going to come back on Thursday or tomorrow if you watch Crime 101 live stream. You're going to say to yourself, I trust this guy. This guy's good, because it was really awesome. And that's what we're trying to do. You know, Scarlet's a good film, really strong. And I'm not even the anime guy. All right, that's it. I can't listen to Surratt one more time. Let me change to this one. All right, that's it. I'm almost out of here. A couple more comments. This is also from the Surratt soundtrack. Sean Fennessy. Oh, what? No, he's definitely not. No. Wait. Oh, RB, you're being... Okay, I got you, buddy. I was going to say, because we don't even get... I was just chill. Listen, this is my kind of detox, like late night shit. Okay, I feel like we should really be doing MMT Gets Freaky, but I'm not going to show you the dragon tonight. The dragon that's in Antarctica. And by the way, in case you don't know, the dragon is awaking from his brumation. You think I'm kidding? Fine, for 2 seconds. I'll show you guys real quickly. Just so you guys, for everyone, because this is by the way, this is exactly why the algorithm will blow me out. It's not what I just said about everything. It's me showing you this. This will ruin it. As soon as I show you this, it's like it's over. Weber, you can't do that. Just so you know. Okay, here it comes. Hold on a second. Remove, hit it. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you the dragon, and then we're going to get out of here. And then the stream will be over. All right. Oh, it's right there. Look. Okay. So real quickly, here's our globe, quote unquote. And then we're going to go down to Antarctica / Argentina right here. Okay. Do you guys see this? It's big, right? Can you guys, I'm going to make myself it's small. Okay. Get ready. I'm going to twist. When I twist, you're going to see. If you don't see it now, you're going to see it right now. Wait. There it is. That is a massive dragon head / snake head. Do you guys see it? Listen, here's what I'm going to tell you. Is if Google Earth, the satellite imagery is right, there is no question that what you're looking at is a gigantic serpent. None. Zero. There is a 0% chance that this is not a giant serpent head. Zero. Not point. It's 0%. Because, let me zoom in and show you guys real quick. So first of all, the eye's here. That's the eye. want you to pay really close attention to this. That's a nostril. What is happening out of the nostril? What do you see what do you see in the sand? Those are lines of air coming out of the nose. This is why I'm never going to be big. I don't care. Refute it. Refute it. That's air coming out of the nose, the nostril. And then the eye's right here. It's covered in ice. Do you guys see the eye? The eye kind of goes back. Let me see if I can. Hold on. I think I can draw a line. Hold on. Sorry, guys. This is what this stream's done. I mean, dude, this stream will not be shown anywhere. Because here it is. Ready? I'm gonna draw a point around the eye. Give me 1 second. The eye is right here. That's perfect. Oh wait. Oh no. Damn it. Give me a second. Sorry. If you've never seen this, you just are like, yeah, you came to the right channel. You're like, this guy's fucking crazy, but it's also true. How are you good? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Oh, I keep losing it. Sorry, man. Okay, so hold on. Just watch. I'm going to zoom. Okay, now I'm going to go in. Now, right here, this is the eye. I'm going to show you. I'm going to draw it right now. One more time. Here we go. Ready? Ready? 1. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the eye. The eye is hidden behind ice. Okay. That's the eye. The other eye's on the other side. I'm going to do a line here. Give me 1 second. It's approximately here. Give me 1 second. I'll do it here. It's approximately here. So look, it's covered in ice. Here's the other eye. Somewhere like this. I'm off. It's up higher, but there it is. This is the nose here. Let me show you the nostril. Nostril's right. Here's the nostril. Let me hit it. That's the nostril. Okay, so the nostril's below the eye, and that's it. That's air coming out the side. Tell me I'm wrong. See a lens flare in my ass. I would love to go. I would go to Antarctica and dive. They wouldn't let you. They will never let you go there. No, I have not met Gary. Actually, Jason's bigger. It's big. This thing's bigger than Godzilla. Dudes, look how big that is. It would cover the entire sky. It's way bigger than Godzilla. It's Godzilla's dad, not Godzilla's son. All right, that's gonna do it. You know what I love? See, the funny thing is no one's ever like said it's right there. Like you can't even argue it. You know the easy way. Weber's lost his mind. That's not a reply. The reply is no. No, because the thing is, I'll elite. I'm already about ready to lose my channel how it is, because the AI will see that, and if it's true, it's gone. It's over. They'll be like, do you understand? So, right, they know these things, right? They know what we're talking about, right? Like, they know if I'm talking about that, they're aware. And they're like, this guy knows this shit. It's kind of like Jeff Goldblum's character in Independence Day. That's kind of what I am, right? And it is what it is. Jeff Goldblum's character in anything, but it is like that. But it's like fine. I didn't. Someone showed it to me, and I was like, oh my god, right? You need someone to kind of lead you there, and then you'll go and go, hold up, bro. So yeah, that's our short little MMT Gets Freaky here on this Sunday night. A pleasure as always, guys. Again, I don't think anyone else could do this show the way we do. It's like impossible. There's no way. Nobody else could do it. There's not another person on this planet who could do the show like this. Isn't that weird? It's true, though. It's weird because it sounds like you're being super hyperbolic, right? Oh, what? Then you watch the show and you're like, nah, he's right. Weber's the only guy who could ever do that show. Like, there'd never be another host of Midnight Movie Talk. It couldn't be the same show. It wouldn't be close. There's no replacing. Well, that's what we talk about. Like, honestly, that's what I look for in life is singularity of talent. And I'm not saying, forget me, I'm just saying in general, directorial prominence of direction that is a singular talent, right? And so that's what, listen, go find your singular talent. That's all I'm going to tell you here tonight. I'll see you back here tomorrow for Crime 101 if YouTube allows us to still have a channel after showing you the dragon. It is what it is. Thanks for being here on the Super Bowl Sunday. I wish it were a better game, and I wish the halftime show didn't wreck me thinking that an asteroid is coming to destroy all of us and or Leviathan's coming back to life tomorrow because of what we just sat through. Thanks for being here. Peace out. Live from LA. MMT's off the air.